Hey there, this is a video I did a couple of weeks back on basically examining people and issues from a different perspective. And I think it's really important that we all look at people and issues from a different perspective every once in a while, because that expands our mind. And one of the things that we always say here at Zero to Hero is think bigger. And what that means is take a look at the issue from a different perspective and think about things from a different angle. And I think that's so important for us to do. And so even if you don't agree with my opinion here, in the talk that you're about to hear or somebody else's, I think it's always in all of our best interest if we just take a moment and realize that everyone has their own opinion and everyone has their own viewpoints, and that's what makes us human, that's what makes us special. So with that, here you go. Society's fascination with porn, I think, to me, is so interesting. I don't remember the exact statistics, but I think Pornhub, they keep a lot of stats, and I thought it was like 60% of internet traffic was used for porn. I thought that was absolutely crazy, especially in a society where, we have all these overtones from religion and other aspects where, that's looked down upon. But it's like internet really freed our internal sexual desires, and our need for variety and excitement just lit it up on fire. That's one of the things that I believe is one of the beneficial things of technology and the internet, because it allows people to access something that previously they were shameful about. I remember when I was like 17, I think, sneaking into the backside of the video store to pick out like some, back in the adult section, picking out like some VHS tape and hoping I wouldn't get busted by the person working the checkout desk. And by delivering everything online now, people can access that stuff without having the shame of actually having to go in the store. Porn is so, I'm just so amazed by it. I mean, it is so phenomenal compared to what it was like, 20, 30 years ago. It's come a long way. Better looking porn stars, better scripts, better lighting, better everything. So I'm really impressed with what they do. What I'm sad about, a couple things. One is that society looks down on porn stars themselves, and they'll say, well, they're bad people. Why are they doing that? They're abusing themselves or giving off a bad image, for men or women. They look down upon porn stars, and I look at it and I go, this is a travesty. Because on the one hand, the majority of people on a regular basis, and stats do this even if you don't want to admit it, that most people consume porn on a regular basis. And so there's obviously a product that people want and that they're delivering them. And I look at it and I go, okay, why are people so critical of porn stars if many of those same people are into porn? Because porn is more than just a video to me. I look at porn as being erotica as well. Some women are, and some men probably too, are like, no, that's not porn. It is, it's word porn. It's the same thing. In fact, I didn't know what erotica really was until after the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy came out, and I heard about, people liking this, and I was like, what is the big deal with this? So I didn't have the patience to read a thick book, so I think I bought some ebooks from Amazon, some short ones, in the erotica section, and I read them. I'm like, holy cow, this stuff is even more powerful in many ways than, like a visual media, whether it's a photograph that turns you on or a porn video. The erotica stuff was interesting to me because it detaches from a fixed frame, right? If you're looking at a photograph, the photograph doesn't change. You can't do a whole lot with it. You can say, I want that thing in the photograph, or I want to be there. With a video, you can say, I like that. I wish I could picture myself there. I'd like to be in there doing that. But you're still limited to the set, and you're limited to the other characters, or at least one of the other characters in that video. Whereas with erotica, there's a lot more freedom for you to construct in your mind whatever it is that you wish to fantasize about. And so when I started reading some of those short eroticas, I was like, holy cow, this is like the best kept secret. Everybody, rips on the porn industry. Nobody really talks about erotica. It's the same thing. But porn, the porn stars themselves get ripped on quite a bit. And I look at them And I look at them, and I look at them and I'm like, I want some of their qualities. Obviously, I like to have a body like some of them. I mean, that'd be awesome. But I look at them and I go, what awesome qualities they have. One, it's like they got their technique down, right? And you don't get that down by doing what they're doing just a little bit, right? It's like practice, practice, practice. A lot of practice. That's what you do to improve in life in anything. So they're persistent. They've got discipline. And but one of the best things I love about porn stars is that they are so courageous. I can't imagine what it would be like to strip down and get naked and have to make everything look awesome, like all the right sounds, all the right moves, make everything last as long as it should last, get everything picture perfect. The lighting's got to be right. You got like 4 video guys in the room with like the lights and the cameras and stuff. And every square inch of your body is on display, not just once, but in perpetuity. It is popular, so you probably got millions of people any given day watching your stuff, especially if you're popular. And to be able to do that, to have the courage to do that, is incredible, especially in the face of what many of them probably go through. I mean, probably, I would imagine a good number of them are rejected by their friends and their family when they kind of go into that profession. And when you are rejected by your closest circles, that's really tough. If you've ever made a decision to go into a career that somebody else didn't like, you wanted to go start a restaurant, but your parents thought that was a waste of money and you would be a failure, and they said, no, you need to go become an accountant. That crushed your dreams, right? So if they want to do something and they're set on it, like that is what they want to do, they lose some really close people to them. And there's like this powerful dynamic of, people really like their work. It's just a ton of downloads, a lot of traffic, and a lot of people are very vocal about their displeasure with their profession or them as individuals. And that's a heavy dynamic to work between those two things. Extremely courageous. And I know it affects them. I've watched some videos where there were interviews with some of the porn stars, and one guy that I was watching, he was talking about how, it was very lonely because they really feel like a loss of social structures. And as a result, there's a lot of drug and alcohol abuse because they're trying to cope. If we as a society said, okay, we love you guys, we love what you do, you want to come and hang out, you want to go grab a cup of coffee or, come over for dinner and just hang out with somebody as their friend, as their companion, they would actually feel welcomed. I mean, all of us would. When you feel like you are a loser, when you are somebody that society rejects, and you feel like somebody who is worthless, but at the same time they're saying they like you, you are in a really fucked up relationship. You are in a very abusive relationship. It's no different than if your husband is beating the shit out of you, but then he says he loves you. It's a highly abusive relationship that they're in with society. And, we tell women that they need to get out of that abusive relationship, but yet we want porn in our lives. We are giving them that abusive relationship. We are the tormentors of them when we criticize the porn stars, because we want what they are delivering. And at the same time, we are looking down upon them. We are the abusers.